So if you're someone who bought a sealed product and someone just offered you way more than it was worth, like, man, this money's too good to be true, and you sold it for that profit, you're a scalper.
You keep on bringing Yu-Gi-Oh into One Piece, and like it's a completely different game.
It is, and
One Piece is One Piece.
I'm so tired of you guys. You guys have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm just done. All right, I'm done. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Northside Plow with Pop.1 Podcast. Here with my boy Alexander Valido.
Welcome back.
My boy Brian Ha.
Hello.
All right, episode 26. Wow, we had the most growth in an episode that we've ever had before.
Yeah.
A lot of new subscribers, a lot of new people saying they really like the show. Mm-hmm. So we are here to continue. And I really think that this is something that will exceed our expectations, just like the last episode did. I mean, you got to think, and sorry guys, we're going to be going over a little bit of numbers right now. When we started Pop.1 Podcast, we came from a channel where it was just deck profiles, gameplay videos, Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, blah blah blah. And you know, even with us getting into One Piece, it was very hard to kind of retrain the channel to get the proper viewership. I will say that we were averaging like 300 to 400 views a video, and then we got up to reaching the 1,000 per view video. But this week we have gone over 3,000 views and over 150 likes on the last episode, and it's nuts.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with it, man. It's cool, and it's like now I kind of feel like we're being watched, and it's a cool feeling. I know it's something I've been used to this feeling just a little bit, but now it's like coming back, and I know it's going to be something new for you guys the more that this goes.
Let's go higher.
So yeah, let's just keep going. The eyes are watching us now, and that is what it is. So let's get into episode 26 and do it again.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
All right. All right, guys, so we are here again, and I just like looking around and being here in the same. It's like whenever we record these episodes, it's like it feels like we haven't stopped recording the last episode. It's like we get to come back in here and regroup on where we were on the last talking points.
Yep. There's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, we have tons to talk about.
Oh, we used to come in here and go over a whole plan and everything, and you know, write down topics and want to talk about news and stuff. It's just like now it's like there's so much going on that we don't even have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, like for example, last week's episode, right? The news and the stories that were happening in the One Piece world and the trading card game world in general pretty much wrote itself. So there was just a lot that we're able to talk about while also talking about the week that we had. But no, it definitely becomes easier where we're able to talk about, you know, just what happened last week versus this week.
Yeah, we had a lot of comments from the channel, a lot of good ones and a lot of like bad ones, like you know, being called out for all right, let's go ahead and go over that one. So we dropped a short this week. It accumulated like almost 100,000 views on all platforms, and it was about the taking stuff back from a pre-release tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, well, these pre-releases are for you to learn and do
50,
all this.
50.
Yeah.
No, see, that was my take, because I'm like, a pre-release is a place to learn, like you guys, and especially when you're playing a Rainbow Luffy leader that is all types, and you can build your deck however you want. Whenever you have to read every single card at pre-release, which for some people is their first time, unless like you're someone like me who's a nerd who read over almost every single card because I wanted to learn every single list, you know, for the future format. I was like, you know, I knew what I wanted, how I wanted to build my pre-release deck to begin with. No, kind of, sort of. Like, I won't know until I pull the cards, obviously. But
Yeah.
for some people, when they're reading those cards, they're like, this is their first time reading their cards.
Well, you know, I gotta go, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I gotta go based off of, I gotta stop basing everything off of our locals, right? With our locals, we're just locked in, man. Like everybody knows the cards that are coming out 2 sets down the road. Everybody knows what deck they're playing at locals. Everybody knows this and that. The story, that was a story, by the way, of somebody that, was telling us their experience. It wasn't our experience.
It wasn't our locals either.
Yeah, no, it wasn't our locals.
And I think what it boils down to is that we come from Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Yeah.
Where there is never any takebacks, especially when there's prize on the line. There's no takebacks. You make a misplay. When you look at a competitive tournament scene, part of the strategy is, are you going to misplay, and can you capitalize on your opponent's misplay? Because in RNG, sometimes your RNG doesn't go in the favor of you, and your opponent has such a huge advantage. The only way to take advantage of that at a certain point is to capitalize on your opponent's misplays and mistakes.
Yeah, but that's such a hot take to think, because first off, you said it was about for Yu-Gi-Oh and for prizing Yu-Gi-Oh. We all know that nobody cares about winning a air fryer in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right.
So what real, it's glory. It's glory.
All glory with
it's
Yu-Gi-Oh.
all, yeah, but not just Yu-Gi-Oh, but let's just face it, it's just your ego and your glory.
Yeah, but in One Piece, you go to this event, and I understand it's just $100 prize card, and you have some prize cards that are way more expensive.
Which, let's not just say it's $100 prize. That's a lot of money to some people.
You
know what I mean? Like, especially, and a lot of people brought this up too. It is $30 entry to play in these things. Yes, you get packs. Yes, you get all that. But some people, this is my whole thing on it. I do agree with a lot of the comments on how it was like a learn thing, but this isn't a learn to play. And my comment on, and a lot of people got what I was saying misconstrued, how I was like, you can't learn how to do stuff at a tournament, blah, blah, blah. I was kind of going on another point when I said that. Like, I wasn't meaning like it's specifically like a pre-release, you don't come here to learn, when you come play tournaments, this isn't a place to learn. I said it at the wrong time, and it kind of
You sure did, because locals is a place to learn.
Well, in a sense.
This isn't a locals. This is something where there's a prize card.
It's on the line. Yeah.
And
so
and because of that misplay, this person went from going first or second to going down to third. And some shops, one of the comments that was made were, most shops are getting 8 to 16. That wasn't the case for a lot of shops. Some shops got 2, even though they had room for 64 players. It was like a weird thing with.
Actually,
the
I saw that comment.
Bandai.
I've never heard of them getting like 18 winner cards. Or that
that's
might
probably,
be a thing.
That's probably Los
but
Angeles, Houston, places like that. But around,
we've only like gotten 2.
like 2. I think I saw one shop get 4.
We get 4 sometimes.
Yeah, but that everyone, and that's the beauty of this, right? This is the podcast. Us three, we have different opinions, right?
Yeah.
And that's what makes this, I think, so special, is that we do a lot of times have different opinions on this, and we love when we see comments saying different opinions than what some of us may feel like.
Yeah. No, and like, a lot of the comments are justified, and like, I hate to tell you guys, we don't really make all of our shorts. We run it through certain websites, and they make a whole bunch of them for us, and that's what we upload.
We pick what
we do pick and everything, and sometimes, they come out just. Watch the podcast. That's all I really got to say. Just watch the podcast, because sometimes our shorts, everybody
they don't tell the whole story.
Yeah, everybody knows what a short's for. It's kind of to give you a little sample of the whole show, and sometimes it looks a little off. Like right now, I'm so tired of you guys. You guys have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm just done. All right, I'm done. Sorry, guys. I had to do that for the intro. That's gonna be so funny.
What's funny? So this dude sent me a clip on Instagram the other day. It was like, when you notice in the podcast while you're filming a specific part is going to be clippable, and it just shows these guys like playing onto it. I hate to say it, but that's something we really do.
We do that sometimes.
We do.
We gotta drop the content, because at the end of the day, the Instagram's popping off. TikTok is weird right now.
It's still growing. It's definitely weird.
We're almost at 5,000 followers. So, I mean, if you guys are new here and you're on TikTok, go give Pop.1 Podcast a follow.
Yeah.
We do drop everything that we drop here on YouTube on there.
Yeah.
But I would honestly tell you guys to go to the Instagram.
Fix your Instagram algos, fix your TikTok algos, put us on it. You know?
Yeah.
Dude. I think we give good content to
I
the normal, to like the average, to above average players.
We think that it's just like the fact that we have people that come up to us and say, you guys are killing it. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing something right. Because it's always like the time, any content creator is going to sit back and be like, am I doing enough? Like me, I mean, bro, like I'll get home and like, if I have nothing to do, I feel like a POS. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, what can I be doing right now? And stuff like that. But sometimes it is okay to just like sit back and just look at everything that you've done.
It's a grind. This is a business.
Yeah,
right? Pop.1 Podcast is a business that we're growing, that we started pretty much 6-7 months ago, and we were nothing, right?
Yeah, and I the reason that I think the podcast is going to be fun because there's not really a lot like this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you'll have the guys that sit here and talk about the market, and they talk about flipping cards and what's the card to buy, and then you'll have the other channels that are strictly meta talk or deck building and stuff like that. The thing about Pop.1 Podcast, we want to bring the card shop talk, I guess, to the internet. You know what I mean? Like, this is the same stuff that we talk about at the card shop.
Yeah,
this is this is the stuff that I can talk to, that I can essentially only talk to a card shop player, and they'll understand what I'm rambling about, right? I go to a bar right now and I start talking about manga Luffy, and all this stuff, and they're just like, get out of here. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know. The way society's going now, people are very interested. Like, I had older people who are seeing these cards being pulled. They're asking me questions like, you mean I can go to Walmart, buy these packs, and I can make a lot of money? I'm like, there's a lot more to it
There's
than
more
that.
to-
There's
a lot
more
more
to
to
it
it.
than that.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that people kind of talked up on. I saw a comment on there, Brian. They were saying that, what do you expect? You go to a Target, they have a rule 2 per purchase, and you go back in and they tell you something. That's the rule they have in place. And I know the rebuttal is, I'm not looking to buy the whole thing. I'm just trying to get like 5 or 6.
I think we're all in agreement here that the 2 per person at Target is just overkill.
It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it's overkill.
It is overkill. And I actually saw one of the friends of the channel. She went to a Target and she was trying to get one of each of the Pokemon ETBs. They only let her buy one, point blank, period.
Which is crazy to me too. It's like, okay, so you're doing the 2 limit, but now you're doing the 1 limit.
But what does that tell you? That tells you that these employees are getting sick of these. You know what? Let's not use the term scalper, right? Like,
the word scalper is being like we've touched this before, but now it's like a whole new world. Look, guys, if I like Pokemon and One Piece, I'm not a scalper.
I think the term is just toxic people, right?
I guess,
if you're one
man.
of those people that you're like, oh, I need to make
We'll
my
get
money.
somebody in the comments because I'm wearing a Pokemon hat today. They're gonna be like, "Oh man, dude, let's not listen to this guy. He's got a Pokemon on his hat."
Yeah. What do you know about the Johto bug catching competition?
Yeah,
man?
I know,
Jeez,
man. I know nothing about it, dude.
Meanwhile, you actually know a lot about it.
I just like the worms on the hat.
The worms. No, but speaking of manga Luffy, I want to talk about the newspaper Luffy. They're calling it the college basketball collab. Going on. It's been going crazy. Rutgers. I saw a clip from the Rutgers basketball game where I guess they were giving out like one of the first games where they're giving out the promo. The police, the actual police department was at the game, kicking people out that were like that had signs up, like people that had signs up that were saying like buying One Piece, like Luffy card for X amount of money. They were kicking them out, and they were kicking out like quote unquote scalpers. And like random people that didn't look like they were fans, they were just kicking them out. I mean, it felt very like, I don't know how to put it. To me, that's like both like to an extreme, but also like very justifiable. Like because I have tickets to one of the Houston games that me and my friend Kenny are going to go to. Shout out Kenny. We're going to go to the game, and I'm going to get my promo hopefully, and I'm going to go home, grade it, and leave it in my collection. With my next to my Dodgers Luffy. But it's just crazy to me that the card has gone to this level, and like people are like getting kicked out by police departments, and like people that are like,
it's
like
the
bringing in
FOMO
signs.
stuff.
Yeah, I know
man.
it's FOMO.
It's the FOMO. I mean, you look at Dodgers Luffy. What was this one game, right?
One game.
This was one game. I heard that it was done correctly, but I also heard some weird stuff. Like, a lot of these older folks that probably went to this Dodgers game didn't care or know what was going on.
Yeah.
So you had people finding these cards just in the stadium on the ground. You had a guy that found like 50 of them just sitting somewhere, and he picked them up. He could have stolen them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
That's a payday.
Well, the thing is, they just give these boxes to these workers, and they say, everybody gets one of these. I saw some stuff this weekend. People were coming home with like 200 to 300 copies of it because people turning their head. They're just sticking their hand in the box and pulling. I mean, they're just sealed promos. So I mean, they're easy to grab.
This is really replacing like crypto. That's kind of what it feels like.
Look, I don't like bringing the crypto stuff up because in a sense, that's the scalper mindset. You know what I mean? So like, yes, they do play it like a crypto thing. I don't know if you guys ever got into it, but I mean, I'm American. I got into crypto.
I remember early COVID days. I bought some Doge, and that turned out to be like
I got deep into it at one point.
We all got deep into it, but it really is like a lot of these crypto
Yeah.
bros,
Well,
left
that's how they're
crypto.
treating
Yeah,
it.
they go
Yeah.
to Pokemon and now they see One Piece's next big thing. This is just the next stock for
Well, I
them.
mean, like Brian said, you had people showing up with T-shirts on saying paying so and buying,
Yeah, I saw that.
buying the
Yeah.
cards. You have people that are, because a lot of these times, I don't know if you guys have ever been to like a sports event or like a music festival or whatever. Like the staff there is usually just like people that are like doing like
like contractors or something
one-shot
like that, yeah.
jobs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I need some money this weekend. The stadium's hiring people to do staff. I'm gonna do. They're not like regular workers there. So you give them a box. Which this box is potentially, I mean, they have a bunch of them in there. I mean, dude, this one box could be like close to like $500,000, dude. Like that's how many cards are in it. And you're just giving it to this random employee that's a one-shot employee. I mean, bro, if I go to this guy, I'm like, hey, dude, let me give you 10 grand for that box. They are going to pass me that box. Like, you know what I mean? So it's situations like that. We haven't seen that yet. You are going to a game. You're going kind of at the end of the list, though.
I'm going
right?
to the last game.
So it's going to be more secured
I'm
for
scared.
you. Yeah, it's going to be more secured. I just say get there early because I did see a video this morning of
Oh yeah, no, I'm
it looks
blocking.
like a OP14
Yeah,
release. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just around the building. People are there for this one card. They're not there for the basketball game.
They're not.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch the game. I'm a sports fan. I
enjoy watching basketball out of all games. Like, that's a very fun live event to go to.
Yeah.
And but there's a lot of people there that are getting their card and they're dipping.
Yeah,
Or
like-
they're hanging out just so they can see what, because I guarantee you, and I would like for you to get some content while you're out there, not of like interviews or anything, but I guarantee you once this game is over, you will see ants, the people just going around the state looking at every
that's
seat.
what me and Kenny were gonna do. 'Cause, like,
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you?
because but I also like I already like to do that to begin with. Like
Yeah.
I was always the kind of guy that like was like always like to hang around, just see like catch the maybe the basketball players who come out. Like I went to one of the Biloxi Breakers hockey games, and they were telling me that like if you hang around long enough, the players will come out and they'll sign autographs and stuff. I was like, dude,
I've done that for a few Saints games and
yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
was like, I'll do that. So like I've always been the type of guy that lingers around and like I want to catch a player, get a picture, get a photo op. Like I'm a fan. I'm a like maybe not for the Houston college football basketball team, but like in terms of sports and like other stuff, like I'm a fan. I'll
could
do this
become
stuff.
one.
Yeah, I could become one.
But I think this is actually a great marketing thing for these college games.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I'm trying to think about how it like originated. Like, did they look at like maybe the least selling tickets or something like that and say, here's a program you can sign up for, and boom, you're gonna sell out every ticket. I mean, you're looking at tickets now. I looked at tickets for the one in Houston. We'll talk about this in a minute. That's going to be going on while we're in Vegas. We'll touch up on that in a minute. But and yeah, they're already reselling for like $500-$600.
Yeah,
you know
me
what
and
I mean?
Kenny picked up ours for $40.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So people are scalping the tickets. I'm seeing people on Instagram, these old school sports ticket scalpers. They're claiming that, and they're like, "Oh, we're back, baby!" Like, you know what I mean? It's just like it's like that. But yeah, good luck to everybody trying to get your Newspaper Luffy, which is a wild name.
It's really cool. It looks like just like a manga. And like I'm really excited for it. I really am. This is like the promo itself, like the card itself, like the effect is
I will say
dog
this isn't
cheeks.
going to be a Dodgers Luffy though.
No.
There's probably like 50 times to 100 times more of this card
and this,
than it was.
and this
the Dodgers
promo is
Luffy.
not playable, like borderline at all.
It's really not that bad. Like the more I read it, and I'm pretty sure like one day it will be.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I'm sure one day it can be exploited, but like right now at the time,
What's
like
the stat line on it?
It's a 4-5,
4-5,
1K. It's not a brick.
Wait, you trash 2 cards and just kill or bottom deck a. What was the?
It's something. No, it's like you trash 2 cards and like your opponent picks one of their characters and puts them bottom of their deck. Like it's not like
What color is it?
Blue, mono blue.
Yeah, it's
It's a blue character, so it's like
that's what it was. It was blue too, and I was like, eh.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like it's just like it's just like in
It's
the
not like-
hard.
yeah.
because like if it was that good, they play it up Luffy.
If it was a
Right.
Navy, it would be good.
Luffy's never been in a Navy except for the
alternate timeline.
the
Yeah.
alternate timeline that we're not getting that promo deck for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hustle
mean,
culture, hustle culture has just really infiltrated card games and is really ruining the hobbies.
yeah. I the card looks good. I want it. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
just.
I'll try to
that's
get
what it
us
is.
some. Like I'll see what I can do.
All right,
But we'll see.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Last week, I told you guys that I'm not going to Vegas.
You're going.
Shout out to the guy in the comments. What did he say? He was like,
"It's your job to do this.
Isn't this your job? Aren't you supposed to be going out there regardless of it being a shit event?"
What's funny is behind the scenes, that's what I'd say to you.
Well, literally, I said I was going to Vegas like literally the next day after the episode, and I just commented under the dude. I was like, you know what? F it. We're going. Like, yeah, you're right. We're going. So I am going to Vegas.
We're all going.
Yeah, I decided to go, man. It's like I'm already in the LCQ. My boy Hayden, shout out him, man, because he was originally going to go with us and everything, and we just haven't really been talking about Vegas. So he said something about Vegas. I was like, oh, I forgot to tell you I'm not going anymore. He's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, I'm just not going anymore. There's no point. You know, everything I said in the last episode. And he was like, you're going because I'm going to buy you a room. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I still have all these points from my old job. I can get us free rooms out there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, if you're going to give me a free room.
We all need friends like Hayden.
I know, man. And the last time we went out to Vegas was literally 3 years ago from when we were going.
I remember.
And we were at Yu-Gi-Oh! For the 3v3 out there. Yep. You want to know something funny? During that weekend, they were the Level Up Expo was next door, and they were actually introducing the One Piece card game out there for the super pre-release structure decks.
Yeah.
I told Hayden, I said, dude, we were right there. We could have got pre-release super premium pre-release structure decks. And I was like, but I remember talking to Devin as we walked by it, and I said that game's gonna flop, dude.
Dude, no. So I also thought the One Piece card game would flop.
Yeah.
When I first saw the Star decks and I saw that they were stills from the show, I was like, any card game based off of stills off the show.
The art saved the game, bro.
Yeah.
It was a good game to start off with. Like, and I remember Peter like showing me the game and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is actually not that bad of a game. But the art was terrible.
Yeah, the art was terrible. And then at the time they were like, oh, we have this new thing called a manga shanks, and I was like, all right, so this is like a sign card, you know?
Yeah.
And like I'm like, what's it gonna be like $500-$600, you know? Like I'm like, it's gonna be nothing, you know?
Yep.
I'm like, just another dead game that's gonna happen.
Then OP2 came out, and
lo and behold, I ate my words by the time I started playing in OP06. I was like, you know what? I'm hooked. I think this game is probably going to be the best card game I've ever played my entire life.
And look at us now.
Yeah. I love it.
I think also, too, the gameplay of One Piece in general is just what makes the game just so much better. Bandai, they like to make a bunch of games that are very similar to others. I was watching this video of this one guy. He was saying why I don't play Gundam anymore and why I just pretty much just stick to One Piece. And he's like a lifelong Gundam fan. And the reasons he gave were, one, Gundam doesn't have a leader. One Piece has a leader. And then two, like the biggest thing that he said was the best part about One Piece was the Don system. The fact that Don is not only your resource management, but the fact that you can do a bunch of manipulation with it, you know, attach rested Don. And the biggest thing too is the fact that you can do 1,000 power-ups to your characters with the Don system.
Yeah.
And also the resource management. Whenever you take a life, the fact that you kind of power up by adding the cards to your hand, with Gundam, you don't get that. It's like all the things that are good about the other Bandai games, they took into One Piece. And it felt like at first with Gundam, they were trying to perfect that, but they've just done a bad job perfecting that. And now Gundam is going through a situation. We get comments all the time saying, well, what happened to Gundam? Well, what happened to Gundam is Gundam isn't as good of a game as One Piece.
It's a good game.
Yeah,
it's a good game, but it's just not as good as One Piece.
Yeah. My argument with that is I think Gundam is probably like low-key one of their best games. And I think that in a couple of years, I think Gundam is going to be on the same level as One Piece. Is going to be on the front page on TCG Player soon enough, I believe, because the difference with the Gundam card game versus like most of the Bandai's other card games is that there's actual deck building skill in Gundam.
Yeah,
you do not see that in One Piece. It's you get a One Piece booster pack, you play the same 47 cards. You know, you get 3 tech cards in most decks, and like there is absolutely that's why there's no deck profile videos. You know, on this channel really. There's no reason to do deck profile because most decks are the same 40-ish cards. There's some, they're solved. And like I think one of the only deck profiles we have is like my GP Luffy list.
Yeah,
that I won with that one time.
We did one with you. We did one with Devin, and we did one with Tyler.
Yeah,
and
like you know, and like
we were gonna do one with the Zoro deck when it first came out. With them, we were watching. We were like, this is dumb.
This is dumb.
It's the same list across the thing.
Exactly, it's the same list. And you're like, all right, OP12 Koshiro, OP12 Kachigi, OP12 old man. You know, it's like you're saying
now,
OP12
all
over
this,
and over
all
again.
this could change whenever we merge. You know what I mean? Like it could change because I honestly think that the Japanese like meta, you know, we pay attention to that because they get the stuff first, right? Well, once we merge, I honestly think that they're going to be looking over here, man. We just play differently. We play more aggressively, and honestly, we just play better. Like that's just my opinion on it. Like, haven't we won nationals every year? Like, or is that a Yu-Gi-Oh thing?
That's a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Yeah,
it's
been Worlds, but
I mean Worlds. I mean, I think I'm going to say
it was. I'm pretty sure it was a Japanese player. The second place was like a.
I gotta
European.
do more. Don't quote me, guys. Please don't destroy me.
Please destroy him.
Yeah, I just don't know.
How dare you have a podcast and not know what you're talking about?
Dude, Worlds was a year ago.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, Worlds was a year ago. A lot happened, and then on top of that, I think we were watching Worlds just for like the emu reveals and stuff. Anyways,
yeah, we were. Yeah, and that emu reveal went crazy, and now everyone hates emu.
Not me.
Nah, yeah.
I still love it. I did play Boa last night though for the first time, and it was good. Yeah. I'm gonna say, you know, the only reason I did is because I had some free time yesterday, and I was able to get on the sim, and I did about 10 to 15 reps before locals. So, and honestly, that's the best thing to do before your locals. Get on the sim, run the deck a few times. If you like how your results look, then bring it to locals. But I brought it, and round 1 played against Mihawk. Played against Brian Ha, and
you're playing Mihawk.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I want to make sure the deck is as fraudulent as it is.
It's not.
Well, what had happened was we played before locals, and he ended up getting me, and because I'm still deciding if I need to take first from Mihawk versus playing on my curve, which I think that Boa, I think you should take second. Like, it sucks to say, and I still haven't figured out if I need to be starving them for half the game and then start getting aggressive, or just start going, very aggro into them and then drop a pudding and then, GG's. But you got to see the pudding. If you're going to go that route, make sure you drop it. You got to stack your life. Because, what was it? I was able to stack my life pretty early. Double Hiyori, double Gorgon Sister. You were very late hitting my life, though. You were passing a lot. You weren't attacking because you knew that I was stacking it. I hope that's why you weren't doing it. And then once you started going in, was able to get a board going and everything like that. And you had 7 cards in hand, and I knew you had it set up because he had 2 Dawn up. He had everything. So he was ready for all my stuff. And then I dropped the pudding, and I just ultimately, pudding was what won the game. And
which is why you want that card banned.
Well, going to Banlist, man, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just had their ban list, and it was more or less a ban list that they just gave out because the community was just they're used to asking for a ban list every 24 days. You know what I mean?
For the most part, there were some good bans on there. Like Harpy Featherstorm needed to go. Shout out to my boy Chase. I'm convinced he's the reason White Binder got banned. But
wait,
there's
Harpy's Featherstorm finally
is just literally this last ban list that card finally got banned.
Do you know what that card is, Brian?
I know Harpy's Feather Duster. I'm not
Dude,
sure.
Featherstorm, bro, was literally the go ahead.
If you have a winged beast on the field, it's a trap card, and remember you can play thrust to set it. Flip this card. Your opponent cannot activate effects for the entire turn. It literally says your turn's over.
What?
Yeah, in a modern
that sounds
format.
Crazy.
Yeah, in a modern format, it is probably the ultimate floodgate that there is, dude.
Yeah.
And Fluanderies would play that card.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. I don't know if it's
So you were able to I can't dude. This is how far off from Yu-Gi-Oh! I am.
I know, it's bad, bro.
I'm trying to remember the last time I played. I think there was a Link monster.
If you guys dig down into our shorts from 2 years ago.
Not even when we first started the rebrand.
People have been saying heavy. No, yeah, I'm talking about these are when we would ask Yu-Gi-Oh! Players what they wanted on ban lists, and every single time for multiple ban lists, they'd be like Harpy Featherstorm. Why is this card still a card?
And that's the thing that kind of bothers me. I don't want to say bothers. That's not the right word. But people say all the time, One Piece doesn't need rotation. And they like to compare Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot to it because Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have rotation. I hate to tell you, the ban list is the rotation.
Yeah.
These decks that have been out, like Yummy, they've been out for 6, 8, maybe maybe a year.
The Yummy stuff came out whenever we started the podcast.
Okay, so 7 months ago.
Yeah.
And this ban list pretty much destroys the deck.
It's crazy. It's honestly dumb. But at the end of the day, me bringing that up because we don't care about the Yu-Gi-Oh ban list.
Well,
Just to tell you guys, like I could give two.
And this is what I would say that we all have different opinions. You hate Yu-Gi-Oh.
I hate Yu-Gi-Oh. I hate the game.
I don't hate Yu-Gi-Oh. I hate what Konami does to the game.
I can kind of relate. All right, but anyways, this is just going back to a One Piece ban list. This is the first time ever. Now, when Gecko, BY, everything was going crazy, everybody was like, can we get a ban list, please? Couldn't wait for it. You know what I mean? Like, we were like, and Bandai does it good because they were like, you're getting a ban list. We're going to give it to you this date. You know what I mean? Konami's just like, here. Yeah. We're never going to tell you when it's going to happen. I think this one happened literally on like a Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, it was just something that just came out of nowhere. Yeah. But with Bandai, they do the pair banning, you know what I mean? And that is like the kind of the spice in a Bandai ban list, you know what I mean? But as far as an actual card goes, and we made another video about that, they got a little hype, blah, 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 and everybody was talking to you about your wanting to up Luffy to be banned, which I take it you don't care about that anymore because the deck really isn't as crazy as you think it is.
I haven't lost to it with Mihawk yet.
Yeah, so it goes into, that's why I said it reminds me of Big Mom, you know what I mean? When Charlotte Linland, the 10-drop Charlotte Linland was just killing the game.
Just defending myself a little, when I say up Luffy ban, it's not because I think the deck is just overpowered. I just think, and this is a Yu-Gi-Oh brain in me that
we got to get over that.
We got to get over that. That is something I got to get over.
You keep on bringing Yu-Gi-Oh into One Piece, and like it's a completely different game.
It is, and
One Piece is One Piece.
That is a flaw of mine. I'm not going to deny that there are good things about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, in his
bad
defense,
things about Yu-Gi-Oh.
like you were like on a 5-year run on Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, and I'm also, when I say banned up Luffy, in my mind it was, stop a problem before it can become a problem, can cause players to be unhappy. When I look at the OP12 format, up Luffy really shouldn't have been one of the best decks of the format. Lo and behold, it was one of the best decks of the format. And it's just a frustrating experience as a player. This deck that's been out for how long now? Like almost a year now, is still one of the best decks of the format when all these new toys are out. And that's just
I wouldn't even put up Luffy as one of the best decks in the format, to be honest. I mean,
right now, no,
it can move around. It's trash. It can get some stuff done. You know what I mean? But I just think there's better options, and it goes back to the ban list thing. We don't need a ban list. We just don't need one. What? Now, we can go back and say, if we were to pick a card, maybe Pudding, and if we were to do a pair ban, maybe, some stuff in Ace or whatever. Yeah, maybe. But at the end of the day, if Bandai would just make an announcement saying, hey, we're going to hold off. Let's let a few more formats build up to see if there is something completely cracked, or let's honestly wait till the rotation because we're about to get a bunch of cards, quote unquote, banned. Yeah. We don't need one right now. Yeah. Now I want to see cooks. I can't wait till we are merged together so we can see the builds that come, because we won't have a cheat sheet to look at. You know what I mean? It'll be, okay, we all get the card. I think actually the first time when we merge, Japan will actually get the set 2 weeks earlier than us, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
I think OP15, they're going to get it like 2 weeks before us.
Yeah, but that's already kind of like a preset thing.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's fine. We're all going to be on the same page, regardless if they get it 2 weeks before us. Yeah. So I'm excited to see that. But once 16, 17, 18, and we start getting up there, we're gonna really be seeing a change in this game. Not only with like a rotation, not only with other formats, with all this stuff. We're gonna see a real change, and maybe around that time we can start talking about potential bans.
You know what I will say right now though, a card that I've been seeing pop up a lot in Japanese lists, and I feel like it's gonna happen here in our our Western meta, the EBO3 Nami. That card is 100% bannable. It's an every yellow deck. It's a yellow staple, like Kuma almost.
Yeah, I was looking at lists the other day,
and like it's beyond cracked. It's just, I think that card.
What does it do?
On play, your opponent picks up a life, and then on KO, it like plays out like.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's something. It is something crazy, and like it's cracked in Boa. It's cracked in any purple and yellow deck. I mean, like any yellow deck. It's crazy in the ST29 Luffy. It's gonna be crazy in the new Sky Island Luffy. It's gonna be just nuts. It's gonna be a crazy card.
It's in Boa. They're playing it in Boa.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. So,
like yellow's coming back, guys, and I'm here for it, man. I love yellow. I don't even say yellow. I say we're playing gold because it's the best color in my opinion. I think I know personally a lot of people that quit the game because of yellow. Yeah. And I do think it's toxic for the game. A lot of the life manipulation stuff and all that jazz and triggers and stuff like that. But I'm kind of a piece of shit. I love it, dude. I want to play these decks that make my opponent hate me, man. Dude, it's funny.
All I'm gonna say is when EBO3 Nami gets an SP print, because it will, that thing's gonna be like $1,000 off the gate.
Ridiculous.
All right, guys, let's take a quick break. Listen to our sponsors. It'll probably be the same video. You guys sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Again.
I love that. I love that ad, dude. It's so
we'll make
awesome.
a new one eventually.
We'll make a new one eventually. All right. BRB.
Protect your leader in style with Anchor Good Gaming.
Wait. We have a script.
Yeah, you were sleeping though, bro. I told you this already.
Is he being for real?
Yeah.
Preston, we really have a script?
Yes.
We fall
Protect your
asleep?
leader. Yes. I literally gave you the whole script. Protect your leader in style with Anchor Good Gaming's leader cases. This is your part now, Alex. You say and soon to be champions.
And soon to be champions.
It's more than that. It's more than that, dude.
And soon you'll be able to do champions too.
Did you forget the script already? Coming soon, champions. What was it? Preston, do you remember? Yeah. Okay, fine. Let's backtrack it then. Sorry to interrupt this episode. Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
All right. Sorry to interrupt this episode.
We're here to talk to you about your leader.
Do that again.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, we want it to be like at the same time? Sorry to interrupt this episode.
We're here to talk about your leader.
Anchor Goods.
Hold on. That's not terrible.
Sorry to interrupt this episode.
We're here to talk about your leader and soon to be champions.
What did I say after this? Are we just winging this? Was that the plan this whole time?
From our sponsor, Anchor Goods Gaming. Yes, Anchor Goods Gaming. Anchor Goods. Is it Anchor Goods Gaming? And then I'll say something like protect your leader in style with Anchor Goods, what was it? Anchor. Okay. Sorry to interrupt this episode.
Can you just get the script and just edit it?
I don't have a script.
Me and Brian here are here to talk to you about your leader, and then
I think this should be the ad, and then you'll just say, dude, there's a link down below for some leader cases. They're nice. Just check them out. That's the affiliate link. Thank you guys.
Peace. Okay.
Anchor Goods. Right now, just say it. Just Anchor Goods.
Anchor Goods. Peace. All right, welcome back to the podcast, guys.
So something that we like to do here, we like to get emails from viewers. It's at Pop.1 Podcast Submissions at gmail.com. That's Pop.1 Podcast Submissions at gmail.com. The way to spell it is also in the description. And what we want from you as a viewer is to send us a story. It could be about a tournament run. It could be about a funny story. It could pretty much be about anything, right? If you send it to us, there's a good chance we'll read it here and we'll talk about it on a segment. So if you want that to happen, please send us an email at Pop.1 Podcast Submissions at gmail.com.
It's kind of like that story about the pre-release that everybody thought it was us.
Yeah, no, it was someone I knew, but he typed it up and sent it to us.
Yeah, so it is what it is on that. Yeah, send us an email. I want to talk. I want to hear your stories.
Yeah.
I want to hear what you got going on.
Yeah.
Because you guys are always hearing what we got going on, right?
Yeah.
What do you got going on?
And it's funny, too, because the stories you send, they can spark debate. They can spark, people just talking about what you have going on. You get varying different opinions on how the situation could have been handled if it is one of those that has a situation. But yeah, email it to us and we'll read it here for the public to see.
There was another comment, and we get these all the time, and we keep touching up on this, but they always get the comment, if you're a collector, you're a scalper.
No.
And the word, we got to go back to this, I guess, because people don't understand. If you are going to Walmart, filling your card up, or buying your limit multiple times, going out to your car, posting it on eBay to get a flip off the sealed product, that is a scalper. That is like buying sports tickets. If you're buying sports tickets for $40 and you're reselling them for $30, you are a sports ticket scalper. Mm-hmm. If you're doing that with Pokemon cards, you are a scalper. If you go home and you're ripping cards because you like to rip cards and you pull something that you don't really care about collecting, and you sell it, that doesn't make you a scalper.
If you buy something with the intention of it going up in value, years down the road, I don't think that necessarily makes you a scalper.
No,
either.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, everything gains value. Everything, I say everything, but majority of the things that are collector's items
But this kind of reminds me of a great like comparison. I don't know if y'all watch Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, but there's a scene in there where the guy who bought the yellow Hummer SUV, he would steal pills from his job. He was like a pharmacist or something, and he went with Hank, not Hank. God dang, why am I drawing a blank on these names? But anyways, he would do the drug deal and he would sell to Nacho, and he asked at the end, like, can we keep doing this? And he was called a criminal. He's like, I'm not a criminal. And so he was told, you did this. You did this once. You're a criminal. There are bad criminals. There are good criminals. But the fact that you did this, you're a criminal. So if you're someone who bought a sealed product and someone just offered you way more than it was worth, like, man, this money's too good to be true, and you sold it for that profit, you're a scalper. Well, now, whether you continue to stay a scalper or be a scalper, that's up to you, right?
Yeah.
But in that moment, you are a scalper.
I just think, especially with what's going on with One Piece right now, man, a lot of people don't know what to do. They're trying to keep their morality. They're trying to keep, everything to the book on what they believe necessarily with these trading cards. Promo cards going for $500. If you can make $500 off a piece of cardboard and you need the money to survive or to maintain your lifestyle or maintain anything going on, sell the card.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't sit there and worry about what the internet is going to think about you. Like, sell the card.
None
dude.
of this matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Really, at the end of the day, like legitimately at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You do whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the beauty of life. We are free to do what we want, how we want. Your actions may not be liked by other people.
Yeah,
but
I might not hang out with you if I know that you're out at Walmart every week,
I'm not going to condone you, and I'm going to say what you're doing you shouldn't do.
Yeah, you shouldn't do it. But at the end of the day, please, these are to the people that are attacking everybody too. Chill out. Like, just chill out. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Now, I do get that. The main thing that I don't like, though, and this goes, and I'm sure you have some words about this, going to GameStop and buying Pokemon products whenever you're on the internet bashing somebody about don't feed the scalpers, don't do all this. If you're buying anything trading card collectible from GameStop, you're feeding the machine.
Yeah.
You're legitly feeding the machine. Brian, go ahead and tell us your story about the weekend.
All right. So I had some friends who were told by the GameStop, one of the GameStops that we actually like going to. They told my friend that, like, hey, we have the new Lauren Eclipse collector boosters. We have 6 of them in stock. They're only $330 a pop. I have them aside for you. You can come up and get them whenever you're readily available. So my friend and another guy went up there. They went up to the shop. They're like, hey, here to pick up my packs. The guy was like, oh, actually, we don't have that. We only have 1 pack left, and it's $500. And he was like, what happened to the 6 packs, $330 a pop? He's like, yeah, that's not here no more. Yeah. And then so he's like, well, then what else do you have? Because I was like, I'm not gonna buy $500 for 1 collector booster pack.
Right.
So the guy was like, well, we have the new Pokemon Sun and Heroes pre-order. And he was like, if you're a pro member, it's only $80 a pre-order. My buddy's like, well, that's not bad. It's a little bit over MSRP. MSRP is like what, $55, $60, I think. He's like, that's not bad.
Like,
a
little, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's significant. But he was like, you know what? I want to get some Pokemon product. I already drove up to GameStop. Let me go ahead and pre-order it. Mm-hmm. The guy brings him up, pre-orders it, and tells him the total. And he's like, that's really expensive. Prints him the itemized receipt, looks at the ticket, and he's like, wait a minute. This ETB was $96? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, but I'm a pro member. I thought it was $80 or whatever he said. Oh no, they're supposed to be $85. I'm like, okay, so then why is it $96? He's like, yeah, I don't know why it's $96. That's just how it is. I'm like, well, you told me it was $80.
Yeah.
And then for pro members, which I am, and then, well, not me, my friend, and he was like, he told me it was $80 for pro members. It's not that price. And then you didn't tell me you told me the total, but you're like, when you gave me the itemized receipt, you're like, it's $96. And the guy's like, well, you want a refund or what? Like, he's like, dude, no, I already bought it. But like, it just goes to show you that GameStop, like the GameStop at our area that we like, he's legit telling you whatever you want to hear to get you through the door. He told my buddy, like, hey, I have packs, $300, like, $330 after tax. And then go up there, like, oh no, 1 pack for $500, almost double the price.
Yeah.
Tells my friend, like, hey, ETB $80 for pro members,
I mean,
brings it up, and
GameStop has become the scalpers, and I think the message.
But it's not even the scalpers. They're not. It's not that they become the scalpers, man. It's the fact that like the guy will tell anybody anything that you want to hear to get you through the door, and then charge you. And then when like they ring you up and you pay the price, and you're like you get the itemized receipt. You're like, hey, why is it this much? And the guy's like, well, if you don't like it, then I'll refund you. Like, get the fuck out of my store.
I feel like in the defense of the employees, man, they don't know really what's going on with the whole thing because like I know they're not for it.
It's
you know
the GM though. It's the store manager though. That's the thing. He's telling these people, and this is also the same store manager. One time they host when GameStop was hosting those Learn to Play, that Learn to Play event. I went there because I want to get the promo. I went there and the guy was teaching everyone how to play wrong. He was a Magic player. He told him like, oh, you can swing active characters. Everyone's a blocker. I'm like, no.
Whenever they started doing the Learn to Play and they did it for Pokemon too, I thought it was a dumb idea on their part. You know what I mean? But this is also because we have episodes where like GameStop's our saving grace. They're telling us when drops happen. We're buying stuff at retail. Everything blah blah blah.
Yeah, that was in the past.
Exactly. I think since they've been upping the price on everything, they're not as transparent as they are with the employees. With him, yes, he could have done some more research and gave the right information, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not defending him. I'm not defending any of the employees there, but I will say that the employees aren't the ones that are like controlling this, right? I don't think that because like obviously there's videos out of people going there, why are you guys selling this? They're yelling at the employees, like, which is just a guy that's getting
paid.
paid
to do with
they're getting paid off like commission, minimum wage, whatever. But it's the fact that, and you got people that are going to pay these prices, right?
Yeah.
And that's my whole thing about it. Now, the situation there, I really wasn't there. I don't know what's going on, and I'm not here to defend the guy, the company, anything like that. What happened with that, and my answer to that is the dude needs to know what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think he has to know what he was doing, but like he's a store manager, but also on the same vein, I remember at the Learn to Play event, not only was he teaching all the people how to play the One Piece card game completely wrong, when I corrected him, he was like, well, then how about you just run the event? I'm like, I'm not your employee.
It sounds
Don't
like
tell me what to do.
Weird. It sounds like it's just a weird interaction. This dude just has weird ways to handle situations.
And then after I was teaching people how to play properly, I heard him talking to another guy. They were showing off their Japanese Pokemon booster boxes, and the guy was like, well, why is this booster box like $200 and this one's $300? And the guy told the guy straight up, he's like, this one's $300 because this one is Prismatic Evolution, and if you buy this one, you're guaranteed to get better hits. And the guy was like, oh, great, that's awesome. I might just buy that. And I'm like, hold up. Like, first off, this is Japanese booster boxes. That's not the name of the pack. The pack is not Prismatic Evolution. It's Terrestrial Festival or whatever it was called, And like, same with Destined Rivals. That's not Destined Rivals. That's the Team Rocket pack, from Pokemon. You're calling the wrong name. You're telling these people who are uneducated that they're the wrong pack names, and you're telling them like, this is Prismatic Evolution, this is Destined Rivals. They're not the same packs.
This is what comes with whenever you turn a video game store into a card shop overnight. And these guys aren't trained for that. Usually when we go to a card shop, right, the employees there are actually previous consumers of the shop. They were hired on by the owners because, hey, you've been playing here for a few years. You need a job. We're hiring, and you know about this stuff. You know about what people are cracking open. With GameStop, it's like, yeah, you have employees that are collecting Pokemon. They're doing all this and everything, but they don't know everything, man. They're not really, qualified for the position.
I think more so, and I can speak on this because I've been in sales for pretty much my entire life. You have salespeople, even managers are salespeople, believe it or not, who whenever they don't know the answer to something, they just spew bullshit.
Yeah,
that's the truth. And then you have some salespeople. These are the good salespeople who say, "I don't know, let me figure it out." And it just sounds like this individual that you're speaking of is one of those people who just tell you anything and everything, just make stuff up on the spot just to sound good.
To get the sell.
Yeah.
And the worst part, he's the store manager. So like that GameStop store manager, he just blows. And I really don't feel like going back to that GameStop ever again.
And then
that's fine, man. Yeah. And as you're right here in the United States of America, that's your right not to shop there. I do think that he should be more educated on what he's doing.
He does need more educated. And like,
but I also don't think people should be buying from places like GameStop.
Well, that goes back to my thing. Stop feeding the machine.
Yeah.
You have all these people that are like, stop buying from scalpers. You guys are the problem. That if you're buying from scalpers, you're indulging in the problem. But then you have these companies, these big retail stores that are selling at these prices. Not only that, you got like back in the holiday discussion, we had all the parents, you know, that are going holiday shopping. Every mall that you go in nowadays has a scalper shop.
Yep.
Every card shop, I hate to say it, majority of them are turning scalpers. Like my buddy out in Atlanta, he was wanting to get One Piece packs. He goes to the local card shop out there, and they're selling OP 14 boxes for $350.
We know where the scalper shops are locally and which ones are not the scalper.
Yeah, for sure. And that just goes into research in your own avenue. You know what I mean? Like with
but
me,
if you're new to an area, you would never know.
Exactly. You would think that's how much that stuff is with everything on the news, with everything like that. You know, you get on the news, you hear Logan Paul buying One Piece boxes. Now everybody wants them. And all these card shops, they're loving it. They love whenever this stuff happens because they get to go to their stuff that hasn't been selling, put an extra zero at the end, and then it's all flying out the door.
I think the message from Pop.1 Podcast, and tell me if y'all disagree, my message is buy singles as a player. Don't buy sealed unless you can get it at retail or near retail.
And that's what I do. If I can't get it at retail, I'm not going to buy it.
That's the only way to beat the scalping situation.
Yeah.
The scalpers, because you got to remember, you're going to see these stories of these sales happening. And the reality is a lot of these transactions are happening scalper to scalper because each scalper is trying to make a flip, right?
Yeah.
So if you are a player or even a collector, you need to do your part. And I know it sucks because, like, for example, the most recent illustration box, I haven't been able to open a single one. I haven't been able to find any, right?
Yeah, I know.
And I just want to rip a couple. If you can't find it at retail or near retail, you need to do your part and not buy it. Don't have FOMO.
Dude,
you can buy singles for way cheaper. And shout out to all the people that reached out to me when I was saying that I was missing the cards from my Mihawk deck. They messaged me saying, hey, I have this card, and I was able to build the deck because of these people.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. But the fact is, like, for example, I need the Secret Mihawk. It goes on TCG Player for $18. I was able to get them for like 15 Peronas that go for 3. Even at inflated prices, like the Blocker Bro was going for 25, I'm spending $100 to $200 for a complete deck versus trying to spend what, $250, $300 for a sealed box to maybe get the cards, and I'm probably not.
But like me and Brian, we don't just open for our decks. Like we're still buying singles and stuff. It's the enjoyment of ripping packs.
You want to enjoy ripping packs. I'm not saying don't enjoy ripping packs or rip packs. What I'm saying is don't give in to the scalpers because you can, you want to rip packs.
And then it brings up that argument to where it's like, oh, you guys are affecting the players. You know, the players can't play now because all this. And it goes back to, well, now One Piece, we could say that it was a problem now with the player stuff because, some secret rares and stuff like that are 25, SR Boa. SR Boa is officially like a $32 card now. And so if you want to play Boa Hancock, you do have to pay like $120
just for a super
for a playset,
rare.
But we've been here before though with Blocker Sabo, with Blocker Borsellino, with Bon Clay. We've been here before to where we're kind of used to it, I guess. You know what I mean? It was like when those cards were up, it was just like, okay, I'm not playing those decks. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna play something else.
Right, but that's not fair because you want to be able to play these decks. You don't want to be limited to playing Emu just because it's a $30 deck when you come into the One Piece card game.
I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I mean, like the thing is, we want to keep people in this game.
Yeah,
but every week it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah. It really is, and really the best way to fight this.
But what's weird is we're getting new players though.
We are getting new players.
That's what's happening
because
too.
The popularity does it is great advertising. Like whether you want to admit it or not, Logan Paul opening these boxes is going to get new players in the game. It's going to get way more scalpers, but it is also going to get players into this game.
Speaking of, he did make like a reply, about the boxes, and this was his reply. He's like, I'm still into Pokemon. I still, Pokemon this, Pokemon that, but I just wanted to open some One Piece boxes, and you guys are trying to cut my head off. You guys are weird. No, you're weird.
You're just weird.
You know what's going to happen. You knew what was going to happen when you dropped the pictures of those boxes.
And you say you watched season 1, yet you still call Luffy monkey.
He's doing it as the meme. He's making fun of it. He's a loser, man. I hate Logan Paul, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're a loser, bro. Like, whatever. And then, you got a guy that's, in this room, like on a, he does have a lot of things going on. But the thing with Logan Paul, man, it's just like, bro, just stop posting about cards because you can't call people weird because you know the power of your word, right? You know what's going on. You can drop a cryptocurrency coin, even though that you've been rugging everybody forever. You could drop one tomorrow. It would sell out. It would pump everybody. It would pump your bags, and then it would flop. You would go through a lawsuit. You'll beat the lawsuit, and then you just go back to doing whatever you're doing. Yeah, you've done this
Rinse and
before.
repeat.
Don't call people weird because they know what you're doing.
Yeah,
that's my whole thing about it. You know what you're doing, dude. So don't do that. You know, don't call people weird because they're pissed off that you're coming into a hobby you know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? Like all three of us here, we've watched the anime. We're readers. We're here. We know One Piece. We are fans of One Piece.
Even when I started 7 months ago, I made it a point as becoming a player in the One Piece game. I binge the anime
it makes the game more fun.
It does. It really does, because you start seeing these effects. You're like, wow, that's kind of what they do in the show.
Now, if Logan Paul wants to sit back and he wants to enjoy the anime and he wants to really get to know these characters, know the story, know Oda, know what's going on with everything, I'll show respect, you know what I mean? Because like you can look at Moist Critical. He was the biggest One Piece hater of all time, and now he's considered one of their biggest fans. And it's because me too. I went through the same thing for years and years. I told everybody I'm never watching this ridiculous looking anime. It looks like shit. I'm not watching this.
I don't like looking at characters that look weird. Now I don't even think about it.
Now you don't, and now they're kind of sexy. You know?
Oh my!
But no. Going back to it, man. It's just like if people want to show interest into this, probably the best fiction I've ever experienced. You know?
I mean, this will go down in my personal opinion, history as one of the epics. Yeah, like compared to like the Odyssey or 100%. Like something like that. Like this is going to be an epic. This is like if anything, this is a modern day epic. Yeah, where it's just long, like a very long story. That's going to take place about this pirate and with how it reflects upon the real world. This is just it.
Well, me and we've all said it here that we don't see One Piece dying anytime soon, but now it's like a different story because we don't see it dying because of lack of popularity. We see it possibly hitting and I'm talking about the card game, hitting the popularity hitting so hard that it's just like kind of impossible to get it.
Yeah.
The third anniversary dropped a few days ago, and we were all at locals. This was Thursday. We were all at locals, and I was like, we're telling the whole locals, hey, go ahead and get the website open, make sure you're logged in and everything, because when this goes live, yes, usually these things are like a pre-order, like made to pre-order type of thing, and they usually don't sell out that quick. Guys, I mean, dude, I've never seen the premium Bandai website crash down. Yeah. I mean, I'm not talking about, it's too full, wait a minute. No, like legit, when you hit refresh, it was black screen. Like there's nothing there. That just shows you really what's going on right now. I was able to secure mine. Thank God, because for a while it said sold out, and then I hit it, and then I was able to get it. Brian got his.
Yeah, we know some people that had to use a VPN to get it.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I know maybe 3 or 4 people that were able to get it.
Yeah,
for a collection, like the easiest things that have there been to get. The reason we didn't get some of them is just because we thought $120 is too much for something like this.
And I got the other one. I got the Japanese one, the 3rd anniversary.
I never bought Japanese stuff, but
weren't these supposed to be available for like 2 weeks or something?
Oh, dude, pre-orders don't end until February 13th. It still says that on there, but they are just sold out.
Sold out.
And like I said, this was a made-to-order product. They've done this with all.
So is there like bots? Is that what happened?
Could be bots. Could just be the popularity.
I don't know if it's bots because they limited it to like 1 per person. Now
they did.
So I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm sure it is a bot thing. You know what I mean? Like I said last episode, there was a bot Discord that got leaked around about bots hitting all the structure decks and stuff like that. So
insane that we're starting to hit structure decks.
But I mean, I've been here with the Funko Pops. I've been here with Pokemon. I've been here and I've experienced the bot with PlayStation 5s. You know what I mean? Like the bot world is a crazy world, man, and it's very hard to combat it if you're one of these companies. Like, Sony had a big problem with it. Pokemon had a big problem. Now you look at Pokemon's website, when a drop comes, you're not getting on that website, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like
that line is ridiculous.
Yeah, it'll tell you you're like 50th in line. You know what I mean? The UPCs that they keep dropping, RIP anybody that invested in those, dude. That is the crazy. Like, I saw a picture the other day of the Charizard UPCs at Costco. Mm-hmm. They were having forklifts bringing crates, multiple crates. I still wonder if it was AI. Like, that's how many there were. So, and I think it's Pokemon making a statement saying, okay, we're just going to keep printing it.
That's what Bandai needs to do. Someone said, at what point do you blame Bandai?
We never should blame Bandai. It's not their fault.
Not their fault.
But they're not combating it in the proper way by not overprinting
So
these products.
when OP14 was announced, which was months and months and months ago, and when they actually, you think they printing this the night before the set
No.
drops? No. How are they supposed to know that this was going to happen? You know what I mean? Now, can they combat it with these other sets? We don't know. They might have OP15 already printed, ready to go. You know what I mean? We don't know their schedule with the printing. They could have OP18 printed already.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure right now at this moment, Bandai only has like one factory that prints for the whole game.
So what? How are they supposed to know that all of a sudden these cards are about to go like this, and it's supposed to be a big phenomenon throughout the country? They're not. You can't predict something like this.
Yeah.
Now, and mind you, this happened overnight. Like this
For the most
happened.
part, yeah.
Yeah, this all happened. OP13. I bought a case of OP13 freely for $1,000. Right? You know, it was the easiest thing for me to do. It was available, and that's how available. We were all ripping OP13.
Yeah.
Like nothing. How many boxes did you rip? We were able to get boxes. There was boxes left over at the LGS. Like, you know what I mean? We were able to get these boxes the next week, maybe 2 weeks into it.
Yeah.
It's evolving skies.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's so hard to get. It's so expensive for no reason. You can't blame Bandai. That's my argument to that. You can't blame them yet. Now they start pulling some Konamis and knowing what's going on, short prints and all this stuff and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's when it's the problem. You can't blame Bandai right now.
Yeah.
Since day one of One Piece, they didn't know what was going to happen.
And also,
with this.
Bandai's very transparent because, like, when they tell you, like, hey, we have a short print card. It's called SP. You're getting 2 per case.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
That's all
they
you're
let you
gonna
know
get.
pull rates. They let you know what's going on. They are very transparent, and I know a comment. I saw it today, I think, when it happened. And I'm not going to blame Bandai for none of this.
Yeah, this is never their fault.
They've been doing card games for a while, but they never had a card game do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Dragon Ball Super, Digimon, Battle
Gundam.
Sagas, all these games that they've had for so long have never done this. They have been they've actually been in like a deal to where they make other games to kind of kill off the other game. You know what I mean? This has been a thing forever. And One Piece, ultimately, I'm not sorry, Digimon guys. I'm not going to say you guys are dead or anything, but if One Piece never came out, Digimon would probably still be the #1 game. You know what I mean? Like it was that hype. You know, that was, I feel like that in Dragon Ball, I feel like when those two games were like at their peak, like Bandai was like, oh, okay, we're getting some motion. Let's drop this little One Piece game and it'll do the same thing. No, dude, not at all. And it has not slowed down one bit. That's why these events are garbage. That's why people don't want to spend the money and do all this stuff. That's why people are cheating on these online remotes and stuff because of the value of these cards. There's just so much going on that you really just can't blame a company that also runs so many other IPs and different slot machines and video games. And Bandai's huge. You know what I mean? For them to just focus their whole company on a trading card game. Honestly, if I was Bandai, I would shut this shit down, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Be like, nah, I'm not doing this no more.
I think,
like, it's a lot. It is a lot for them to pick up. And you kind of look at it.
You invest in this department. You give it more resources. When you have a department that's making this much revenue, you invest more into it to allow it to be more successful.
But say they do that over something that happened overnight, and then let's say next month,
it
the
crashes.
hype goes away.
Yeah. Then that's why you outsource. You outsource your licensing for your cards. You print it to other factories.
They already do. See, you're saying this.
Then you're messing with quality. Then you're messing with all types of stuff, and then it all dies.
I know, but Alex, you're always saying this, but they already do that.
Very, very tight.
But I literally just hear that we have one factory that does it. Do we have more?
I don't know. I don't know if that's confirmed though.
No, it's ran by Cardis. Cardis is the Bandai's like printing company. It's like their division. I'm not sure their division. I think Cardis like does other card games too, but like Bandai already has Cardis that does their stuff. Because whenever I had a complaint about one of the, not a local shop, but a shop that was very disgruntling to go to, I went and like did a survey and reported them and everything. And Bandai was on the Bandai website, and they're like, if you have any complaints or if you have any questions or anything about the card game, go to cardis.com or Cardis, whatever.
And they basically just tell you it's the shop, whatever the shop wants to do.
And then they were like, yeah, it's whatever. I said the shop discretion. I was like, man, that's crazy, man. But like all the things that you're saying, they kind of already do that. Like, they already do that.
Just like the Konami thing, it is a very, very, and the Pokemon thing. Trading cards are a very tight-knit deal.
Yeah.
If you do one thing that's just a drastic change, you're living off of a market, basically. You know what I mean? Like, you're living basically off the secondary market, your market, everything, blah, blah, blah. The thing with Bandai, they're like, all of our stuff is selling. We're making our money. I mean, what else do you want us to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have a damn near perfect card game.
Mm-hmm.
We're giving you guys a really good card game. We're giving you guys really nice cards. We're giving you guys very transparent information based on the stuff that you like. What else do you want us to do? You want us to just go ahead? We'll go ahead and buy 5 different ran down newspaper printing farms. We'll open them up and we'll just keep pumping out cards. Once they do that, then now they're out of pocket because nobody's going to be buying it anymore. You got to have that small, medium deal with trading cards.
Yeah,
that's why I say outsource the contract.
The thing with me though, I don't.
If they outsource the contract, then the quality will go down.
Exactly. I don't want them to print more.
Yeah,
that's why you have quality control. You invest more into this department.
We know how that goes.
Yeah,
though.
it's not that I don't want them to print.
We've been here before.
I mean,
it's not that I don't want them to print more.
I'm not saying it's a perfect solution. I'm just saying it's an answer, right?
It's a solution that could drown it all down to the ground.
Or it can make it better.
Look at Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean,
look at Yu-Gi-Oh. That's literally like what I'm saying. They're like, it's the same thing.
Right,
look at Pokemon.
But what Yu-Gi-Oh did was they okay, I know we say like overprint, but they ruined the collectability because they had Starlights and then they made QCRs and every box came with a QCR. And then you get a 6-pack from Walmart that came with 6 QCRs. And the QCRs are the same rarity as the secret rares. You want to overprint these cards so that way people can buy more boxes. You still keep the SPs 2 per case. I'm not saying you stop doing that. You just have more cases in production. That doesn't ruin the collectability of the game. It just stops the scalpers from being able to scalp. And then eventually, once this game is able to lower how much production is going, you end the contracts with these outsourced factories. That's how businesses is
maybe.
ran.
I'm just gonna say maybe on that because I don't know.
I don't know enough either. But
I don't want the quality of these beautiful. I mean, dude, you look at a One Piece card. We start doing stuff like that, they're gonna make them thinner, like they did with Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yeah, but
I can do this, and this card's still mint.
Yeah, you're speaking hypotheticals,
You know what I'm saying?
right? So if you invest more into this department, you have these people who are in charge of quality and control that are going to these factories, and you're telling these people,
if more gets printed, quality will go down.
and you're telling these companies that you're outsourcing to that if the quality goes down, the contract is over, and we're talking a lot of money that you're paying these factories.
But
to
if it's
outsource
already
them.
printed, I mean, somebody's got to pay for it.
yeah,
I mean, I hear you. That's the risk, right? That's the risk. But the reward is you have good quality.
But why
that
would
comes out
Bandai
and more players.
Why would Bandai's already making the money? Why would they take the risk?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
To make more money to stop players from leaving the game.
players aren't leaving the game.
I don't think players are going to leave this game.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly don't think that there's enough. Like, I mean, to tell you the truth, if commons and shit start hitting like 5 to 6, like if this card is a bullet string, it's for the
Dofi deck.
Dofi deck. If this card started hitting like $10 to $15 for this common card, yeah, we got an issue. We got a problem going on.
Yeah.
We got a bad problem going on.
Right, but we used to say the same thing about Yu-Gi-Oh, right? No way Yu-Gi-Oh could die, but eventually the players can only take so much.
They did that to themselves, though.
They did that to themselves,
Yeah.
but at what point does Bandai not taking care of the consumer problem, do they start losing the player? Do they start losing the consumers?
So they've already upped the print run. They did this during OPO5.
Yep.
OPO, like the thing about it with seasoned One Piece players, I know it hasn't been that long, but we've been through this before. We've not at this level. It's just a little bit more than what it was. But dude, when OPO5 came out, that was the craziest time because you were not seeing that.
Right.
And then all of a sudden around OP7, they just started flooding more OPO5 boxes out. OPO5. And then now, there was a time where shops weren't even getting cases whenever the game was coming out because they were not printing enough. Because Bandai was like, okay, we're not going to do what we did with these other card games, print so much that it's just sitting on the shelves. Gundam 02 right now is just sitting on the shelves, dude. They lost their ass on that. Like, you know what I mean? Because everybody was like, we can't get Gundam. Well, it's the structure deck issue is the reason that, people are doing that. But it's going to be the same thing. They've already upped the print. So if they do it again, is that going to help? If they do it 2 times than what they did last time, is that going to help? If they did it 5 times than what they did last time, is that going to help? Is our goal to just have one piece on the shelf sitting there? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's where I'm getting at. And that's where that fine line comes in. You know what I mean? It's just a fine line that they're going to have to figure out on their own.
It's so hard to get that fine line.
Yeah, but you got people on the internet that are just too aggressive with everything going on. You got people on the internet that just don't care. You know what I mean? And it's just, the internet is a very weird place, and it's it hurts these companies because, man, they don't know what to do. That's what I think it is. I think that they just don't know what to do. There's not a cheat sheet to go off of. You can't copy Yu-Gi-Oh! You can't copy Pokemon. You can't copy Magic. What do? You got to come up with your own stuff. And I think right now, we're just in a really big boom right now, and it's going to settle down.
It will settle,
it's going to settle down. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's going to be able, I mean, you got this. We're right after holidays too, and we're going to see a major boom right after tax refunds too. It's going to be a thing. But I think maybe during the summer we'll see a slowdown. Hopefully, a lot of these sets are a little bit more chill. You know, it doesn't help that we get a fucking waifu set coming out like in a couple weeks. So it's just like, what do? You know, and that. We're gonna see blood for that set, dude. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
You're already
time
seeing,
of the month.
You're seeing pre-order boxes for $600-700. We've never seen that before.
Ridiculous.
So yeah, it's
ridiculous, and that's where it's like, just buy the singles you need. Don't fight for scalpers.
You go buy that Nami, that SP Nami.
Oh, I'm not buying the SP. I'd buy the regular rarity.
That's what people are fighting for,
dude. Yeah,
that's what people want.
The regular?
No, the SP.
Oh yeah,
I'm
not talking about the SP. I'm talking about the regular.
That's why everything's gonna be bought out.
Yeah,
I mean, you got literally every main waifu in
the
one piece.
Mommies of mommies.
That's what it is, man. And they got it all. Hey, it's all hanging out.
I don't understand. Like, dude, I just don't understand. Like,
dude,
you don't have to understand.
Some people are in love with cartoons.
Yeah, some people think Judy Hopps is attractive. I'm not one of those people, but dang,
body pillows,
dude. Yeah,
you know the amount
they're
of
in love with their All
right, guys.
You're doing way too much.
All right.
We don't know what the proper solution is. These are just ideas. We're just a couple of dumbasses on the internet who are just talking about this shit.
You over here trying to say that you have the solution.
Don't put words in my mouth.
You were literally you literally went on a tangent. And we're like, I have the solution.
I literally didn't say the words. Well, let's roll it back. I don't have the solution.
We'll roll it back.
This is just an idea of something that they could do that I know that other companies do in times of boom. When you have a boom and you can't keep up, I'm not saying go open a new factory. I'm saying outsource and invest in quality control.
But you're acting like you know it. You're like, this is what you should be doing. I'm like, maybe what they should be doing is not listening to you.
Well, it just shows you how fine the line is.
It's a very fine
line on what can happen.
Because if you do nothing, then it's just going to make things worse.
Like I said, this happened overnight, man. Nobody predicted this. Nobody knew. I mean, I sold my manga Luffy for $1,500, and the next day it was $3K.
We are able to predict that this next EB set, the waifu set, is going to go this crazy. We're able to predict that right now.
So that's because they're pre-sold for $1,600.
But what if Bandai, lit the printers back up, and there's going to be so much of the set coming out that we're not even going to be able to get it out of our face. You know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
I hope
I would love it.
Then we'll be able to get these cars at a cheaper price, and then Bandai is going to reaffirm and reassess. And
it's an EB set, guys.
You're
not seeing it.
They'll be able to.
They don't even sell this in stores.
No, this doesn't.
LGS.
This will not be at stores. This will not be.
Isn't that what they said with the original Gundam decks, and then they eventually went to stores?
No, they never said that.
No. This is an EB set. So EB has never. Wait.
No, PRB has blisters.
EB2 did show up at stores.
Did it have blisters?
Yeah, remember? They showed up like...
I never saw it at Target.
We never saw it.
Yeah.
But blisters did pop up, and it was the same with the PRB too. PRB 1 and 2, they ended up popping up. I don't know, man. We'll see. But let's just get out of here, man. I'm done. Look. The One Piece card game is the biggest it's ever been. Will it be the biggest...
Continue.
Will this be the biggest it ever gets? Who knows?
I hope so.
I mean,
look.
We want more players.
I want to go further beyond.
Hey, shout out Dragon Ball.
Dude, their mangas are crazy there.
You saw the announcement for the new arc?
the Galactic Patrol.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Look, big DBZ fan. I could probably like go to like trivia nights, you know what I mean, and win. But at the end of the day, I've excelled past the Dragon Ball. Shout out to Dragon Ball. Shout out to Kira Toriyama. But anything after his death is if nothing to me.
If Bandai took all their card games, literally designed them just like One Piece, they probably have like the best card games in the world.
Give me a Naruto game,
dude.
Yeah, make Naruto just like One Piece.
Do a Naruto,
the exact same
do a
game
chakra system as your Don. Boom.
Yeah.
Then I said that word for word last night. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, just
just do a squad leader.
Same game. Don't change it. Archetype same.
Captains and
typing
all that.
same.
Yeah.
Stat lines, everything.
Instead of emperors, it's 4 Hokage or the Hokages.
Oh, dude.
Instead of Emu, it's Akatsuki.
Green, yellow Minato leader. Oh
Dude,
my god, dude. Let's
and
go.
he's just all rush, no breaks.
all rush, can't stop, unblockable.
Unblockable, no rush. Yeah.
Do you include the borrow 2 cards in that?
Oh yeah.
No.
100,
Yes.
no, you have to.
You have to.
You'll include.
I hate that show.
Yeah, you'll include everything.
I hate Boruto. All right, guys. Any motivation for today?
Buy singles.
All right. I think you said that last week.
I'm
But
gonna say it every week.
Brian.
Don't listen to Alex. Like he has no idea what he's talking
Sometimes
about.
that is some good.
He has no one, y'all. If you're listening to this podcast, just do not listen to him. I don't think he's good enough as a player to play this game properly. I don't think he's good enough to know.
Are we doing like the Pop.1 boxing match soon? Can we do that?
We need
Just
to
set
do
you guys
we
out in the
need to do the
backyard.
money match, dude.
Oh my god.
I don't think. I'm telling you guys, just listen to me and Plowed. That's all you gotta do. If you want to get better at this game, listen to me and Plowed.
I suck at this game.
Okay, fine. Okay, just if you want to get better at this game, don't listen to me.
My motivation is
don't listen to Brian. Just listen to Brian.
My
Sure.
motivation would be to play any blue deck that there is right now and play pudding at 4 and get that card banned. Like, just get. Do you agree?
Yeah, pudding needs to get banned.
Yeah, because pudding legit.
Degenerate.
Brian had the game like the back of his hand, perfect setup, everything. The only reason he lost was because of pudding.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Is what it is.
All right, guys. Shout out our sponsors, Dueling Guard. You can check them down below. We got a link. down there.
Do we?
It'll give you 15% off deck boxes, play mats, anime art cards, all type binders. God, their binders are so.
Yeah.
Dude, their binders are like the peak of peak. I see all these other binder, people. If you want to wait, there are good ones, but you got to wait like 2 years before you get them. And then you got other ones that are just kind of copying the other, I feel like they're copying Dueling Guard. You know what I mean? It's just like stuff like that. Dueling Guard is just your one-stop shop for all that good stuff. Not to mention their player series deck boxes, man. Those are like really good. They're kind of like the same material as like, the One Piece ones, except they're bigger and they're just a lot lighter. They're just really good deck boxes for like tournaments and stuff like that. You don't want to always bring like your big magnetic super waifu deck box to a big event.
Whenever you're gonna be,
get you a nice little player series deck box. I definitely recommend. 5 stars from Northside Plowed.
5 stars from Alex for Anchored Goods. Leader cases by players for players. Got some new designs that are coming out. Check them out in the description down below and get your leader case today.
They have a 3-pack deal that you can buy. You get 3 leader cases for a special price. So
he's got some new leaders out there too.
Yeah, and we will be getting a discount code soon for that.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. Give you guys a little discount on your leader case. And tournament legal, fit in every deck boxes, including Dueling Guards.
Yep.
Dueling Guard, they are known for their smaller, tighter deck boxes, which I love those as well. And we had to make sure that them leader cases fit in those. All right, guys. That was a good episode. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.
See ya.